To talk about the Tang Dynasty, we first have to start with its predecessor, the Sui Dynasty. Let's take a look at how the Sui came to power. In February 581 AD, on a bright and peaceful day, something extraordinary happened in the court of northern Zhou. The young emperor, Emperor Jing of Zhou, only 9 years old, delivered an astonishing abdication speech. In short, he declared himself too young to bear the burden of ruling the empire, and insisted that Chancellor Yang Jian take his place on the throne. Yang Jian repeatedly declined, while Emperor Jing kept urging him. After several rounds of polite refusal, Yang Jian finally accepted the imperial seal with great reluctance. He renamed the dynasty to Sui, established his capital in Daxing City, modern-day Xi'an, Shanxi, and the northern Zhou dynasty came to an end. Now, this smooth and peaceful transition of power was rather unusual. After all, dynasty changes in Chinese history usually came with bloodshed. So why was it so effortless for Yang Jian? Yang Jian's success was largely thanks to the powerful Guanlong Group, a political and military elite circle that dominated northwestern China. Why was this group so influential that it could even decide the fate of dynasties? Because the royal family of northern Zhou, the Yuwen clan, had established numerous military garrisons around their capital, Hongcheng, today's Datong, Shanxi, to ensure its security. These garrisons were filled with Xianbei nobles, a nomadic ethnic group, and to strengthen alliances, the Yuwen family began intermarrying between Xianbei and Han Chinese, creating a unified aristocratic network. Over time, this alliance evolved into the mighty Guanlong Group, which remained at the center of Chinese politics for nearly 2 centuries. So how did Yang Jian become part of this powerful network? Mainly through 2 men, his father Yang Zhong and his father-in-law Du Guxing. Let's start with Yang Zhong first. Zhong was a renowned general under Yuwen, the supreme leader of the Guanlong Group. Serving under the right boss meant never missing out on power. When the Yuwen family later founded the northern Zhou dynasty, Yang Zhong was made the Duke of Sui. After his death, his son Yang Jian inherited both the title and his father's political standing. This was Yang Jian's first connection to the Guanlong network, and the second connection came through marriage. Yang Jian's father-in-law Du Guxing was a prominent general, ranking just below Yuwen Tai. He earned the nickname the greatest father-in-law in history, because his daughters married into the most powerful families. One daughter married Yang Jian himself and became Empress Du Gu. Another daughter married an emperor of northern Zhou. And the fourth daughter married Li Yuan's father. And Li Yuan would later found the Tang Dynasty. That meant 3 of his daughters became empresses, quite literally a family of imperial connections. However, every advantage has its price. Yang Jian's deep ties with Guanlong Group not only brought him support, but also suspicions from the emperors of northern Zhou. Take Emperor Xuan of Zhou, for example. As Yang Jian's reputation grew among officials and the people, the emperor began to mistrust him. The two often disagreed on politics and strategies. So one day, Emperor Xuan summoned Yang Jian to the palace, secretly ordered his guard to kill him if he showed any sign of fear. But Yang Jian, aware of the danger, remained calm and composed, forcing the emperor to call off the plan. Not long after, Emperor Xuan died suddenly. His young son, Emperor Jing, ascended the throne. Yang Jian took control of the government and gradually eliminated his political rivals. First, members of Yuwen royal family, and then the other powerful ministers. Soon after, the event we mentioned at the beginning took place. Emperor Jing voluntarily abdicated the throne to Yang Jian. He became Emperor Wen of Sui, and the Sui dynasty was officially founded. Unlike the decadent lifestyle of northern Zhou court, Emperor Wen of Sui set a good example of frugality. He lived simply, ate only small portions of meat, and even reused damaged utensils in the palace. This wasn't mere stinginess. It came from deep political philosophy. He once warned his heir, Crown Prince Yang Yong, that emperors who indulge in luxury always met disaster. In his mind, the destiny of a nation depends on the ruler's virtue. Under Emperor Wen's influence, nobles and merchants follow his lead, abandoning luxury and embracing simplicity. As a result, government expenses decrease, officials spend less, and ordinary people bore lighter taxes. Emperor Wen reduced taxes and COVID labor, practiced benevolent governance, and implemented major reforms. He replaces the 9-rank system, a system that ranked officials based on family background, with a new method, selecting officials through written examination. This innovation later evolved into the imperial examination system, the 科举制, which lasted over 1,300 years until the late Tang Dynasty. He also restructured the central government into a 3-department and 6-ministry system. Instead of one powerful chancellor, 3 departments share administrative power, preventing future prime minister from seizing control. This separation of power ensured greater stability and efficiency in governance. These reforms brought peace and prosperity. Population increased, grain storage was abundant, and both the North and the South enjoyed stability. Historians later called this period the Kaihuang Golden Age. While the Sui grew stronger, the Tang Dynasty in the south was collapsing. Its emperor Chen Shubao was infamous for its decadence. Early Tang emperors had lived modestly, but Chen Shubao thought the palace looked too plain for someone of his noble status. So he ordered the construction of 3 magnificent towers, each lavishly decorated. He lived in one, gave another to his favorite concubine Zhang Lihua, and left the last for his other consorts. Immersed in luxury and pleasure, he completely neglected state affairs. In sharp contrast, Emperor Wen of Sui was diligent and frugal. Yang Jian realized that the opportunity to unify the empire was near. He didn't rush into war. He knew that conquering a kingdom was no small task. Haste would only lead to failure. So, while maintaining friendly diplomatic relations with the Tang Dynasty, he quietly waited for a legitimate reason to strike. And soon, that reason arrived. But that is a story for another day. Let's save that part for the next time.